Have you ever looked at the shiny nameplate rating on a brand new box of solar panels and kind of wondered why your actual real-world output rarely matches that printed number? Well, you absolutely aren't alone. Today, we're taking a calm, structured look at a highly misunderstood process, total solar system efficiency. Welcome to The Explainer.
So why does a solar system feel like it's literally losing power? It's a pretty crucial question, right? Usually when output drops, we immediately go check the panels, or maybe we just stare blankly at the inverter screen hoping for answers. But we rarely step back and look at the whole picture, the full chain. You see, solar energy doesn't just magically travel in a straight line, from the sun straight to your appliances. It moves through a series of complex conversions, and every single step demands a toll.
Okay, let's dive into this. The common myth out there is that efficiency is just a single rule of thumb percentage. A lot of top educational sources kind of treat it as an abstract, standalone number. They might casually mention battery losses or shading, sure, but they usually stop right at the surface level. But the reality? The reality is that we're dealing with a continuous physical energy pipeline governed by hard physics.
Here's our agenda for today. First, the solar efficiency myth. Second, the energy chain reaction. Third, sunlight to chemical storage. Fourth, DC storage to AC power. And finally, number 5, the hidden wiring losses.
Section 1. The solar efficiency myth. Missing the physical reality.
Section 2. The energy chain reaction, modeling the pipeline.
Now, what's really interesting here is the actual math behind the scenes. Total system efficiency is multiplicative. You're actually multiplying the efficiency of the array by the MPPT, the battery, the inverter, and the wiring. Because these are all fractions, percentages, they aggressively chip away at each other. If you stack a few 90% efficiency ratings together, suddenly you're losing a massive chunk of your total power. Even tiny losses become absolutely massive when you look at them at the system scale. It's like a chain reaction.
So here is that continuous pipeline we're talking about. We start at the PV array, flow right into the MPPT controller, convert that into battery storage, reconstruct the power at the inverter, and finally push it through the AC load and wiring. It really is a chain. Let's zoom in on the physics of each of these specific links.
Section 3. Sunlight to chemical storage, the first conversions.
All right, so inside the panel itself, the photovoltaic effect creates DC electricity, right? But that current is constantly shifting with heat and shading. To handle all that chaos, the energy moves to the MPPT, or maximum power point tracking stage. Now, this controller is constantly balancing voltage and current to extract peak power. But doing that introduces its own little tax. You actually lose power to things like tracking lag, voltage mismatches, and thermal limits. At the end of the day, the power coming out is always going to be less than the power going in. And then, the energy reaches the battery. Here is where electricity basically stops being electricity and becomes chemistry. Let's just pause deliberately here for a second. Let that sink in. We are literally converting flowing electrons into stored chemical energy. And you know the laws of physics? Well, they always demand a toll for that kind of major transformation.
This brings us right to battery round-trip losses. Charging creates heat, discharging creates internal resistance heating, add in those inherent chemical conversion inefficiencies, and the hard reality is simply this. There is no way you can ever get 100% of the energy out that you put in. It's essentially a chemical tax on your system. And practically speaking, this means you always need to oversize your battery bank just to break even.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds. DC storage to AC power. Reconstructing the waveform.
Transforming DC power into usable AC power requires some heavy electronics lifting. You've got switching losses, idle consumption just to keep the hardware awake and listening, and waveform reconstruction losses as the inverter tries its best to synthesize a pure sine wave. If you've ever walked by and felt a warm inverter humming in a garage, well, that heat is purely wasted energy that is literally bypassing your final load.
Section 5. The hidden wiring losses, the ultimate thermal bottleneck.
So the crucial point is really the actual electrical math right here. This is arguably the most underestimated loss point in your entire system. Power loss equals I squared R. This is simply Ohm's law for resistive heating. But the crucial word there is squared. Resistive losses scale exponentially with the square of the current. Every single meter of cable has resistance, so when high current flows through a wire, that resistance silently turns your hard-earned solar energy into pure heat.
Because of this exponential math, real-world systems face some pretty major risks. Pushing high current at a low voltage drastically spikes those squared losses.
Even a slightly poor connection introduces micro-resistance, which causes massive heat buildup. Undersized wiring? It becomes a literal thermal bottleneck that just chokes your whole system. And hey, even an oversized inverter running on a low load will silently bleed your efficiency dry.
Let's compare these two paradigms side by side. A system on paper is based strictly on optimistic individual component ratings. It looks great in a spreadsheet. But a system in the field is defined by compounded physical losses. Understanding this stacked, multiplicative chain is exactly the difference between a theoretical dream and a functioning off-grid reality that actually performs efficiently day in and day out.
And because we're dealing with genuine thermal bottlenecks here, we really have to pause for a serious safety reminder. High current DC systems can overheat wiring and create severe fire hazards if they're improperly designed. You absolutely must always verify your conductor sizing and connection integrity before commissioning any system. Electrical work is highly dangerous, so please always consult a qualified professional. This explainer is strictly for educational purposes, all right? Keep that in mind.
Well, we've officially traced the energy pipeline from the sun all the way to your AC outlet. So I'll leave you with this. Which invisible loss stage surprised you the most today? Was it the tracking lag in the MPPT, the chemical tax of the battery, or maybe the waveform synthesis in the inverter? Take some time to think about how these physical bottlenecks might be silently shaping your own designs. Keep exploring, stay safe, and never stop questioning how the energy around us truly works.